Oh, a flat battery. That's a good start. There it is, the cheapest 14-inch notebook you can buy right now, as far as I know. The real question is, what can 299 Australian dollars get you in late 2016? That's roughly 215 American dollars for any of my viewers in the States. Well, you'd be surprised. First off, just looking at the machine, it looks pretty good. You would easily mistake this kind of design for a much higher end device. Thankfully, as the sticker on the palm rest says, this is indeed quite thin and very light, at just 1.5 kilograms or 3.3 pounds. It's slightly thicker when compared to a 2015 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro, but in the hand it feels thinner, likely due to the tapered edges. The build quality is also solid and the hinge can fold back 180 degrees. The hinge definitely feels like it's going to last. A lot of budget laptops fail when it comes to the strength of their hinges. Moving down to the I/O, we have one USB 3, a full-size HDMI port, a microSD slot for expandable storage, a 3.5mm audio jack, and two USB 2 ports. I would have preferred a full-size SD card slot, but the microSD card slot was likely added to compensate for the relatively small 32GB of flash storage. I'm not really sure whether I would classify it as an SSD, as the maximum read and write speeds are 147 and 85 megabytes per second respectively, which isn't great. However, it's definitely a step up from the speed of a slow 5400 RPM mechanical hard drive that you'd usually see in a laptop at this price point. The downside is you'll have to put up with the limited internal space, which is nearly half used by the time your machine is set up. The pre-installed version of Windows 10 definitely takes up quite a bit of space. When it comes to performance, this laptop is rocking the Intel Celeron N3060 processor clocked at 1.6 GHz with a boost clock of 2.48 GHz. There is also 4GB of DDR3 RAM. This is a dual-core chip with no virtual cores that runs on the 14nm process released in Q1 of 2016. With a TDP of just 6 watts, the CPU isn't going to be drawing much power from the battery. Speaking of battery life, I was shocked. I managed to get between 5 to 7 hours of solid use on a single charge. This includes web browsing, some light gaming, and watching YouTube videos. So if you're using this for school or on the go, you shouldn't need to bring the included AC adapter, which I might add is really small. When I was taking everything out of the box, I thought it was just going to come with one of those generic large power supplies like most budget laptops. When it comes to the GPU, this is using the integrated Intel HD 400 graphics processor. In titles such as Minecraft, I managed to get frame rates between 30 and 45 on the lowest settings at the native resolution of 1366 by 768, so if you plan on gaming on this machine, you may want to lower your expectations. The screen is definitely not the greatest, but considering you normally get that resolution on 15.6-inch laptops running up to $700 to $800, I think it's possible. The colors and saturation are okay with average viewing angles from the sides and bad viewing angles from the top and bottom. To get the most out of this display, you'd have to be looking at it pretty much head-on. It's probably worth noting that the unit I'm reviewing had a dead pixel on the screen. Thankfully, Lenovo haven't cheaped out on the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Installed is an 802.11ac Wi-Fi card and Bluetooth 4.0. Given my terrible internet at home, I can't really comment on the speed. Okay, onto the keyboard. This was another area that really surprised me. The keys have a definite click and aren't mushy. There's enough travel in the keystrokes, and this made for a decent typing experience. The trackpad is definitely big enough, and the multi-touch gestures work really well. This is definitely another strong point for the laptop. Even under heavy load, this thing stays really quiet, and I mean quiet, as this thing is passively cooled without fans and runs silently. There are no air vents anywhere on the system, and it never got uncomfortably hot. In fact, it barely got hot at all, which is even more surprising as it doesn't have a metal body to dissipate the heat. Something that isn't good, however, is the webcam. It's terrible. The fact there is one at all is nice, but it's absolutely terrible. The speakers fire from the base of the laptop and they're loud enough, nothing crazy though. There is little to no bass, but the mids and highs are definitely clear. The bottom line is, if you're looking for something really cheap to take with you on the go with great battery life, solid I/O, and decent build quality, this is definitely the laptop for you. As long as you aren't doing anything graphically or CPU intensive, this will easily get you through the day on a single charge. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to leave a like if you've enjoyed. If you're a company that would like to send me something to review, feel free to give me an email. On screen are some of my other videos if you'd like to keep watching. Have a good one.